again, we getting ready for the rollout to the world. So he wanted to make sure he put on that great performance for the fans. We great, trust me. Y'all want y'all guy to come out and put on that show for y'all, trust me. Because I'm looking for that fight where we had back in the...
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person.
Calvin Ford doesn't mince words. Tank's gonna handle him with ease. That confidence isn't arrogance, it's truth. Jake Paul may play the showman, but when real pedigree steps in, hype gets smashed. This isn't Hollywood, it's boxing reality.
Everybody keeps saying, to be honest, this is a risky fight. You understand? Anything can happen because I don't know all the logistics besides love, what weight class. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about yet. But my main...
Jake Paul puffed his chest, marking it's what you wanted, Gervonta, now you're over. But that's empty theater. He's trying to intimidate a man who's built his life on wars inside the ring. Tank doesn't fold, he finishes.
For years now, saying I need to fight a real boxer.
He got to fight a actual fighter now, like a fighter.
Who was somebody you could see him fighting, like
Me.
a real you?
Yeah.
Well, little man, congratulations. You got your wish. Friday, November 14th, Atlanta, Georgia. Once again on the biggest platform in the world, Netflix. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Motherfucker.
And when Jake starts talking bets and millions on the table, things get even more laughable. This is classic Jake throwing numbers around like it's Monopoly money. Betting big isn't bravery, it's bravado. Gervonta doesn't need gimmicks. His fists are the bet, and they always cash in when the bell rings.
I f with you heavy, Gervonta, but I want to side bet you. I got Jake winning.
We already side betted though.
We already did. What was the bet?
200.
Let's go 250.
Let's go 500.
No, hell no. See, Jake, that's what, Jake.
Come on, wow. You have to take it, bro.
Jake, y'all are making $50 million for this on Netflix. I can't do it. You split the bet with me, 250, 250.
Easy. Let's make it $1 million.
Whoa.
Let's make it 2.
Jake.
Let's make it 2.
$1 million total. Yeah.
Shake on it.
Jake, $1 million.
2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Right here too.
Disrespect at its peak. Jake Paul talking like Tank should be grateful is pure comedy. Davis isn't some rookie influencer, he's a world-class destroyer. Jake can buy attention, but he can't buy respect inside those ropes. And that's where seasoned voices in boxing stepped in, analyzing just how Tank carries himself. Even Johnny Nelson admits the confidence Tank carries is next level. That aura isn't manufactured, it's earned through blood and victories. Jake Paul might swagger into a press conference, but Tank walks into the ring with champion energy, and that's different.
That's what probably surprised, probably what surprised me more than anything was the confidence that he had. He was getting it with me. You know, I was world champion at that point, and this young man came in and he really just...
When veterans like Duke McKenzie are worried Jake might get seriously hurt, it tells you everything. Fans may tune in for the spectacle, but boxing insiders know. Tank's power isn't a YouTube clip, it's lights out reality.
Doesn't it?
Well, of course it does. It does add to it, and people will tune in to see Jake Paul get sparked. But you know, we just hope. I don't want him to get seriously hurt, and that's my real worry, my real fear for the man is that he gets seriously hurt.
And then came Shakur Stevenson, who didn't hold back at all. Shakur couldn't be clearer. No way. Nope. That blunt dismissal says it all. To world champions, Jake Paul isn't a threat. He's a mismatch. Tank won't just win. He'll make it look easy, and that's terrifying for Jake.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Spencer Oliver nailed it. The size difference makes the whole thing bizarre. But here's the twist. Even with those extra inches and pounds, Jake still doesn't stand a real chance. Skill levels separate the men from the pretenders.
I think I fancy my chances. I think Gervonta Davis actually beats him as well. He's one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world at lightweight. But it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's like you got a guy of 5'5" boxing a guy of 6 foot plus.
cruiserweight. Yeah, it's just all a little bit odd. I thought if they're going to do an exhibition, perhaps Jake should have picked someone more his size. Look, his last fight against
Frank Warren reminded everyone, he's a puncher. You've seen him do it with world-class fighters. That's the brutal truth. Tank is proven at the highest level. Jake Paul, he's still untested against real killers. Worlds apart, simple as that.
Gone the distance once, but I'm talking about with somebody who doesn't fiddle around, somebody who actually would like to get in the latter rounds and is capable of knocking people over. You know, he's a puncher. You've seen him do it, and he's done it.
Johnny Nelson strips away the illusion. Jake Paul is a decent domestic-level fighter, nothing more. Going the distance with Tommy Fury isn't a world-class achievement. It's a reminder of the gap between influencer boxing and elite competition. Gervonta Davis operates in a realm where titles, legacy, and pound-for-pound rankings are on the line. Jake, meanwhile, has yet to prove he can dominate even mid-level opposition. This isn't hate, it's levels. And when those levels collide, the reality check is brutal. Tank isn't a YouTuber in gloves. He's a generational talent with fight-ending instincts that Jake's never experienced.
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, they just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over with.
Even Dana White couldn't ignore how absurd the matchup truly is. Dana White says what many are thinking, Jake Paul should fight opponents his own size. It's a fair point, but it also underlines how risky this fight is for him. If Jake truly believed in his boxing skill, he'd challenge elite cruiserweights, not call out smaller champions. Relying on weight to win isn't confidence, it's desperation disguised as strategy. Sure, he can try to tie Tank up and lean on him, but that only delays the inevitable. Tank's power is more destructive than Floyd's, and far more accurate. And when he finds his range, no clinch will save Jake.
Thinking about getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua. But hold on, Jake Paul can fight, but he's a good domestic fighter. He's a good domestic fighter. He's a domestic fighter, and so you can't take that away from like.
I'm not sure about
that. Domestically, you'd put him in there with the kids at British level. I'm putting anything.
He went the distance with Tommy Fury.
Lamont Roach Sr.'s words reflect the wider feeling in boxing. No one's waiting for Jake Paul to catch up. The sport moves forward with or without him. Fans want real fights, not sideshows, and that's why Gervonta Davis remains the star of the show. If Jake doesn't step in and prove himself, the hype fades fast. And if he does, well, he's in for the toughest night of his life. Tank isn't just another payday opponent, he's a legacy-defining challenge. And when the bell rings, the world will see who's truly built for the fight game and who's just playing boxer.
Is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb, and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Yeah, you're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he can beat me.
This is the real crossroad, the point where hype collides with reality. If Jake Paul somehow pulls off the upset, the boxing world flips on its head. He becomes a global phenomenon, the influencer who defied the sport's natural order. But deep down, real fight fans know the truth. Gervonta Tank Davis isn't just another opponent. He's a ruthless finisher forged in wars against world-class killers. Calvin Ford's words echo here. Tank will handle Jake with ease, and that's because pedigree trumps popularity every time. Jake's talking millions, side bets and Netflix deals, but Tank's bringing knockout power, speed, and an iron mentality honed since the amateurs. Jake might try to lean, tie up, and bully with size, but that strategy only delays the inevitable. Once Tank lands clean, the illusion shatters. What's at stake? Jake's credibility, Tank's legacy, and the future of boxing's image. One victory could spark chaos, one defeat could silence the circus. The question is, whose willpower breaks first? I'm betting on Tank, but what about you? Do you believe Jake Paul's hype train survives, or is this the night it gets derailed forever? Let us know in the comments. The debate starts right here.
That's the fight we won, and I think that's the fight the fans won, you know, such after a great fight like that. Everybody was looking forward to the second bout, but unfortunately, things ain't lining up as planned, so We just can't sit around and wait. We gotta move forward and continue our career.
This is the real crossroad, the point where hype collides with reality. If Jake Paul somehow pulls off the upset, the boxing world flips on its head. He becomes a global phenomenon, the influencer who defied the sport's natural order. But deep down, real fight fans know the truth. Gervonta "Tank" Davis isn't just another opponent. He's a ruthless finisher forged in wars against world-class killers. Calvin Ford's words echo here. Tank will handle Jake with ease, and that's because pedigree trumps popularity every time. Jake's talking millions, side bets and Netflix deals, but Tank's bringing knockout power, speed, and an iron mentality honed since the amateurs. Jake might try to lean, tie up, and bully with size, but that strategy only delays the inevitable. Once Tank lands clean, the illusion shatters. What's at stake? Jake's credibility, Tank's legacy, and the future of boxing's image. One victory could spark chaos, one defeat could silence the circus. The question is, whose willpower breaks first? I'm betting on Tank, but what about you? Do you believe Jake Paul's hype train survives, or is this the night it gets derailed forever? Let us know in the comments. The debate starts right here.